Hello. Hey Giovanni, hey Kim. Such an early stream. Yeah, I forgot to schedule this one, so I thought might as well start a bit earlier. And I already ate, so I'm all ready for the stream. Giovanni, I am doing good, thank you very much. Had a good day, bit of productiveness, bit of chilling. I cannot complain. Kujati 2011. Hey, András Firtok. Köszi szépen. So I'm just gonna do what I said that I wanted to do and take one of the pictures from Leonardo Mazzoli, I think was his name. And I'm just gonna try and replicate / study it with my own little twist on it, just because I don't want it to be exactly the same thing. So I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit. I did have a cool timer somewhere. Now I don't know where it is. Barnabas Logisoy. Hello, welcome to the stream. Alright, so I'm just gonna draw, oh, wrong layer. And let me take a brush that is a little bit, there we go. So this is a bit harder. So I'm not as, there we go. So I want to force myself to be a little bit looser. So we're gonna stick to the base setup. Let me also draw just a sort of the outline here. And what I'm going to change a little bit is the vehicle. I am uncomfortable. Let me do an okay, this is a little better. I want to do like a semi underlay just for the vehicle, if nothing else. Somewhere there. So I could go a little bit wider. Somewhere there. Hey, redacted computer, welcome. Let me bring this one up. Okay. I do remember seeing a couple of his videos. I mean, Leonardo's the guy that I'm trying to copy here, and I'm pretty sure that he does an underlay sketch. So I feel like I'm doing a disservice to myself not doing that, but I want to force myself that this is not about the lines. It is about more the color work. So we're gonna concentrate on that one a little bit. And this should be in back. Also, I am going to try and not zoom in with this one, because I know that usually I zoom in quite a bit. So let's not do that not best habit either. Let's see where we end up with this. Of course, I am going to do a hover sort of vehicle, because that is what we like to do on this channel. Do I have full opacity? Yeah, I do. Sid, hey, long time no see, my friend. How is life in India? What's new? Is that where Sven commutes to? I don't know, my friend. We have to ask the otter or the beaver, whoever is first. It's a great phone, the app where Gartic, not Garte, Gartic. It is Gartic phone indeed. We're gonna make it like a hover taxi instead of that that vehicle, whatever it is. And this is a little bit too close here. Not much, but I became the captain of my college football team. Oh, very nice. Congratulations. Is that like American football or is it like European soccer football? What sort of football is that? That was a lot of laughs when everyone was trying to draw off someone else. Yeah, it is. And I'm just, honestly, I'm a little bit afraid of doing that on a live stream because some very odd things can happen there. And I just, I don't want to risk it. I do not want to risk the biscuit. Kim said, especially because I can't draw, especially if I need to be fast. Yeah, but that's the whole fun of it, right? I feel like I should do one of those again. Maybe on a hidden live stream that we do not post. Okay. I want this to be a little bit more, okay, I like that. Then we would have the taxi sign here. Can be a bigger T. There we go. And I do like this little hut here. So I'm gonna try and do my best in replicating it. Let's give it a slightly more of an angled look there. Soccer. In India we don't have American football. All right. Well, to be fair, it's just my ignorance slash leaning back on stereotypes a little bit too much. I was expecting you more to play cricket. I know that Australians and Indians love their cricket, so I would have expected you to be more of a cricket team captain. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really not a big sports person. Do not know much about sports. Okay, this goes this way. Oh, actually, no, I should bring it a little bit higher because you're not supposed to see it, right? Something like that. And then, here we have these lines, and then everything behind it should be in shadow. It went from a painting rabbit all the way to a house that had a rain cloud inside. I don't even remember that. Doe. Hi folks, hope you all are having a nice day. Thank you, Doe. Hope you are having a nice day as well. I had a pretty good day today, as opposed to yesterday when it was a little bit more chaotic and not happy. Giovanni, in your opinion, should I learn perspective by doing it with a ruler first or freehand? Well, you should do ruler as long as you understand it. Once you understand how it works, I think you should slowly transition to freehand, because there might be a situation where you need to draw something in perspective and you don't necessarily have a ruler with you. And then if you are used to only drawing with a ruler, you're going to be in a disadvantage. And you do not want to be in a disadvantage, do you? I cannot believe that I have not zoomed in once so far. There are crickets. They chirp at night here. I like night chirping crickets. So I'm wondering about your plan for the illustration. This layer is going to be the bottom, so the lines are going to disappear. No, so I want to... let me bring this down. I want to copy this style, so I am going to leave... these lines are going to stay there, but just as you can see here, the trees, the background, the grass here, they don't have lines around them. So I think I'm not even sure I'm gonna do the light post. I think I'm gonna just leave it at this. I'm gonna add the character maybe, and then leave it at this. So like usually what I would do now is I would draw the grass here and then maybe a couple of leaves here. So I'm gonna leave all of that off and just force myself to do that just with, yeah, with values is the correct word. Yeah. Oh boy. Wrong layer, huh? There we go. Okay. Now, let's see. I am going to take this brush, which is actually a hard brush apparently, and I am not going to color pick. I'm gonna try and grab the colors just by looking at them. So, oh, I forgot about the passenger. Yeah, thanks for saying that. Not so hard. I went with this one. Is a train equipped with 1000 HP engine and secret jetpacks? I don't know, you have to ask Mr. Leonardo. I'm not drawing the train, I'm drawing the hover cab here. So that is not a question that I can answer. And I know I wanted to start doing the illustration, but I found some more detailing work that I can do. Okay, let's do the character as well. I'm just gonna take sort of like a character like his. I like the clothing. I really like the oversized thing. I'm just gonna change it up a little bit and have him wait with his hands in his pocket. I don't want to copy it completely. And I am going to turn it into like a humanoid-y sort of person. Robot passenger, yeah, no, I try to stay away from comfort zone as ever I can. Yushi, do I still use, well, if you saw the video that I posted yesterday, you can see that indeed I use Sketchbook Pro quite often. What if Sven the gerbil is secretly voiced by Schwarzenegger? Yeah. I thought Sven doesn't need to be voiced because he has his own personality, but I don't know. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna stop with that. Switch to my brush. Okay, let's see now the part that is hard. Okay, let's go for the blues first. And I feel this is a bit more towards the darker blue somewhere here. A bit more saturated light. Let's see. This is way too dark. But let me just put it down so we have it here. Okay, I'm gonna lock this layer and go to my gradient and just brighten this up a bit. Okay, and now I'm gonna come in like proper bright and maybe push it a bit more in that direction. I see a little bit of purpleness that comes from pushing it more into that direction, so I hope I'm right. Also should go higher and come a little bit lower. Okay. Not quite, but I think this is the closest I will get. Dowie, how did you study the color and values? What was the process like? None. I just did self-studies, which look exactly like what you see here. I never really did much color studies, which you can see in my illustrations, is my main problem. Okay, so this is a bluish green, so I'm gonna take something like from here. I feel like this is a good approximation, and I'm just gonna fill in a general shape, and I'm gonna lock it, and then I'm gonna go in with the other green, slowly sort of like sculpting out that shape that's there. Kim, I just saw a video from 2-minute papers. There is a Microsoft research which can mimic voices based on only 3 seconds of audio. It's insane. Yeah, I'm following somebody on YouTube called Philip DeFranco. Probably some of you are following him. And he showed also like the fakes that they did with Biden. It is scary. The future is very scary. All these AI, also like the deepfake faces with the deepfake voices. We gonna have a lot of troubles and issues and all that stuff. Okay, let me push this a bit more towards blue. What I like to do is also like bring this here and try to check it. So this seems a bit, there we go. That's it. I like that. This seems to be it. But yeah, deepfake voices, super scary. Like especially, it's for everybody. Like you can get fooled. People will be fooled. The scammers will be upping it like crazy. I don't know, man. It's a scary future. So now I'm just gonna go layer by layer. I'm gonna do this layer here, maybe make my brush a little bit smaller. And I'm gonna, I have X, switch between my 2 colors. And just sculpt out a little bit of randomness here. There we go. If you want to get out of your comfort zone, maybe go more towards characters that would fit in Zootopia. Well, everything that's character is outside of my comfort zone. But I feel like I'm still better with characters than scenery. So I feel like this is might be more out of my comfort zone. Okay, let's go a bit bluer and darker. I feel this this is a good. Maybe I went a bit not blue enough, I feel. Let's see this. I think this might be a bit light, but let's see. What else do we have here? Color picking would be cheating now. Well, no, color picking is cheating. It's not cheating, of course, you can use it, but from the point of view that it's a strength for you if you can look at a color and you can sort of say, okay, this is the color range that I want to pick. The closer you manage to do that, the better. It just helps you with understanding the color as well, you know. Hey Manuel, when you realize making children books pays more. What? A person who does a near perfect impression of Arnold would be a guy named Joe. Got it. I don't get it. You can make up evidence? What? Not sure. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, how our society is going to change due to that. Even more people that are scared, disturbing. Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like it's also getting older. Like when I was younger, I never understood like, why are old people so paranoid about so many things? And now as I get older, because I don't just care about having fun and parties and shit like that, and I see more scary stuff of life, and I guess that helps in being more scared. Mohammed Mahjoub. Hi Robert. You should add that frog from yesterday's video somewhere in the car. Let's say the car has tinted windows. Okay, this is this. So I have two greens there. Quite a yellowish green. So let's push it down into this direction. It's quite desaturated somewhere here now. I feel like somewhere this direction. Maybe a bit less saturated. Okay, let me bring down the saturation on this one a little bit. And just do it in a old-fashioned paint bucket way. Not quite, not quite. It is. Yeah. I'm just gonna stick with what I have now. Wouldn't getting out of the comfort zone involve not sitting on a sofa or laying in bed and laying your body on a hard, cold floor? It would if I wasn't talking about drawing, I imagine. If I was talking about something else. At Congression, someone shared to me a video saying that the use of AI will make the government to have complete control in everything internet related, since you need to actually know who you are. That's also a good point, that to prove that people are actually people and not just AI, there might come a time where we have to give up more of control and give more to government for security reasons, which yeah, is a bit scary, isn't it? Let me make this a bit smaller. Our AI will become Skynet. I mean, I still feel like we're a bit further away from Skynet, but it can happen in the future. But like general AI is still something that I feel like we're not there yet. Okay, and let's go for this yellow-green now. We just bring it down here, push this up a little bit. So it feels like, yeah, that feels relatively there. And now make sure to add it to the edges of my already bright green. Maybe AI will help with them into that. Not one person asking for anime girls in the chat. Now that is a relief. Just wait for Rue to arrive. Alright, this would be our front bush. Now for the back bush, what I like to do is I just take this green, I paint it in a little bit, and then since it's on a different layer, I bring down the opacity until I see something that I like, because then it sort of mixes with the blue. The whole idea here is that it's because of, what is it? Perspective, there's a name for it. That doesn't come to mind right now. Volumetric perspective? No, there's a better name for it. But because the particles in the air, this blueness from the background sort of sifts a little bit into the green. Let me take this as my eraser as well and just make it a bit smaller. GM Bob, don't worry about Skynet. Colossus is the bigger threat. What's Colossus? This is new. I know nothing about Colossus. Okay, again we lock it. So we have this blue. I need a more greener blue. Oh, it's almost there. Okay. No, a little bit lighter. Yeah. I did feel like I want to go a bit lighter. Okay, and then I can come in with the yellows as well. Maybe you can make AI create a 3D render of Sven the gerbil complete with squeaks and the magic dust. Well, I don't see how the squeaks are going to happen, but sure. Okay, so we need more yellow, and I push it up there. Desaturated. Feel it's not desaturated enough. I could desaturate it just a bit more. Something like that. There we go, some more music in the background. Environment perspective. Atmospheric fog, atmospheric perspective, there you go. Yeah, atmospheric perspective, that's the right word. Yeah, the brain sometimes just poops. Still too saturated and too dark, so I'm gonna brighten and desaturate a little bit. And desaturate more. And maybe bring down the brightness instead of bringing it. Ah, there you go. That was the mistake. I shouldn't have gone up, I should have gone down with the brightness. Okay. And then now it seems always like we have just pure blue behind this. Bit darker. Is this Music Jungle ED? I honestly just went for electronic music in my playlist. So it might as well be that. I really like this cloud color, so I want to make sure to grab that one. Now, the hard part is, it seems like part of the green almost. So if I would cancel. Okay, cancel X. So I find this to be a bit similar to that one, but I'll bring it down to the yellow. No, I didn't want to press cancel. Okay, let's yellow it. Maybe even red a little bit. There we go. It feels... Wow, that's very different from, or at least it feels very different. What if I... This is a hard one to get right. I'm gonna do the same thing where I put this down and I'm just gonna bring down the opacity a little bit and then copy it from here. It's a little bit of a cheaty technique, I guess, because I didn't quite pick it, but hey. The drawing on the left is a bit less blocky, probably because of the brush you're using. Yeah, but also I don't mind that. I actually like the blockiness, to be honest with you. And it's something that I can fix later on. Oh, I have quite a bit of the happy greens in here. Also, I feel like I can take away from the blockiness if I just go back a little bit here and there with a smaller version of the brush. It's just touching it up a little bit here and there, and I think that should work. Colossus, the 4-bin project, precursor to Skynet. Ah, okay. Almost feels like there should be a faster way for you to choose colors, like shortcutters. Screw you, Kim. Okay, so I think we have all our greens. Well, at least those greens. Let me actually take this green and combine it here. I'm gonna take the same green, but push it more towards, no, let's not be lazy. Let's just make a new layer. But I'm gonna push this down from cold towards warm. Yeah, it's much, I need less saturation and maybe not necessarily brighter, but less saturation. Better. And maybe I can go back a little bit towards the cold. I mean, it's not perfect, but I can live with this. Robert, do you do the daily exercise of drawing straight and vertical lines and circles exercise before you start the drawing every day? Does it help with the coordination of the brain and hand? I don't do it every day, and it would be smart if I would be doing it every day because it does help quite a bit. So every now and then when I feel like, oh, I have to draw a wheel for a car or something and my ellipses are just off, I'm like, oh yeah, I should have done some exercises, and then I jump in and do the exercises and I'm like, oh, look at that, it's much easier now. Big surprise. Yeah, I will take that. And I'm gonna go for a lighter version of this as well. I still haven't zoomed in or rotated the camera, so still proud of myself for that. No need to fix blockiness if you like it. Well, I mean, here and there it's fine. I don't want too big blocky shapes. It's fine to have them here and there. Like, I like this little corner here and that there, but it's also good to here and there to jump in and make it look nicer. Okay, let's add a couple of these grass thingies. And a couple here as well. Okay, I see we have a lighter yellower grass, so I'm gonna bring it down a little bit here and go towards the saturation. Oh, I went way too yellow. Hee. Interesting. It's not that yellow at all. I am struggling with this one now. I know this doesn't seem fantastically interesting, and it seems silly that I am trying to match the color without color picking. There we go. This is, oh yeah, they're very close. Maybe a little bit of brightness and desaturation. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But trust me, it is actually not a bad exercise learning this. Thank you, Kim, thank you. Okay, now back to blue, which is almost actually this one. Yeah, I can go a little bit lighter. Ha! That's almost spot on. And then after this one, drawing, like, oh, actually I wanted to do this in like half an hour. Okay. I guess that's gone now. But yeah, after this I wanted to just a quick sketch, something that maybe you guys want to have fun with, something silly we could do. Okay, and let's go a little bit darker now. Yeah, we're fine with that. Doesn't need to be perfect. And add a couple here as well in the background there. Too much. Okay, and we want a nice, now this is yellowish. Robert, what if your talented girlfriend were to create a plus or sculpture of Sven with tiny pen in his hand? Now that would be, it would be cool, but you would have to pay her to do that, I imagine. All right. And then we have quite a couple of these greens here. There we go. And what I can do is, like, there is a, I'll take this one and we just go a bit darker. I swear to God I could see some purple in there. A bit darker. I'm gonna check this. I'm gonna just put down this purple here. Let's see what color this is exactly. It's not purple, but it is more in the reds than I was expecting. So we bring this a little bit lower and this darker as well. I'm gonna go a little bit darker. See, it does seem to me like purple, yes, yet it's not. And then he has some of the purples from this wall or the shadow there. I'll do that in a bit later, I would say. Let's do this wall now, which is something like this, but then darker. And I would go just a bit more red, even darker. Ah, that's good. I could desaturate it maybe a little bit. I like that. Hey Marlo, I did not say hello to you yet, did I? You haven't sketched furniture for a while, but you need to keep the theme in there. So hover furniture, robotic furniture, my fault. Yeah, I was thinking of that as well, that yeah, it's been a hot minute since I sketched furniture. That's pretty close. Let's take a... No? I think that would have a bit of see-throughness. I'm gonna bring a little bit of this into here as well. Even darker and a bit more saturated maybe. By the way guys, just because I'm doing a study, the rules are as per usual the same. If you have questions regarding anything drawing related, feel free to put them and ask me. Okay, let's go back to the hard round, not round brush. And actually I'm gonna try and steal these colors as well. And by steal, yeah, obviously, I will try and replicate them. This seems something like this. No, much lighter, interesting. Still lighter, wow. I am very surprised. There we go, and a little bit more saturated now, I guess. I will stick with this. While it's not perfect, I like it. Are these books good for artists? Framed, yeah, I have framed ink. I don't have frame perspective, but if it's anything close to framed ink, very good. I love framed ink. Also design books by, well, Scott Robertson. It's not good for everybody, I noticed. For some people it's just too complicated, but like he really breaks it down and explains how things work. So I think it's good. I like them. Let's lock this. And then what have we here? We take this, bring a bit redder, and then we start coming down. Oh yeah, of course I locked the layer. Haha, now it's much darker. Come on, Robert. Okay, but it is much redder. Well, maybe not that much redder. Yeah, I think I'll a little bit redder. What is a schnitzel? Is it a cookie or something? Schnitzel is a traditional German, well, technically Austrian food. It's just basically no, it's not pork, but they do it a lot with pork. I think it's beef fried out in eggy, bready. What is it called? Breadcrumb. Thank you, babe. So, what? Yeah. So it's breadcrumb meat fried out. It's one big piece, and you eat it with some sort of sauce and potatoes. The German famous Bratkartoffeln, which is sort of fried potatoes, like slices. Round slices. And if you want like there's with Zigeunersoße, which gypsy sauce, I don't know how to translate it, but it's quite nice. How do you identify that you have to change saturation versus brightness? So if something is, let's see if we have let's just take a full red, right? So like this is full brightness, full saturation. Like if you look at this, there's a big difference. So you can see like this is bright, it's popping in your face. So you can already say that you need to bring down the saturation a little bit. And the brightness as well, like it's more desaturated, but it's still too bright. So I'll bring down the saturation a bit, and now I'll start bringing down the brightness a bit as well. See, we are already getting closer to it. So I would say, you can see that this is a bit darker than this, so brightness still needs to come down. I feel like saturation could stay where it is almost. Still a bit darker. There we go, we're almost there. Now I would actually maybe try and add some saturation back to it. There we go. And I would try, let's see what happens if we step away from red. I don't think it will work. I think we'll have to stick with red. Yeah, we have to stick with red. But as you can see, we're much closer to it. So we went from this full saturation to this. Technically it's red, but it's just because it's in shadow, the darkness has to come up a bit and the saturation has to go down. And here with this one, there is a rule of thumb that I follow that says if something is hit by light, it loses some of its saturation. The more bright it is, the more it goes towards white, the more it also loses its saturation. So technically, if I put this one here, I would bring down the saturation a bit more and the brightness up. And this one, maybe because this is close to here, but this moves away from the red. So, bam, almost there. Maybe give it a bit of saturation back. Try to move it a bit more away from that. And we are closer. Maybe give it a bit more brightness as well. Maybe a bit more brightness and just a tad away from. Okay, we went away too much from red. Let's go back. There you go. I think like this is it. So these are the colors that you can see there. It's a lot of play and just seeing how things work, but it is sort of, I don't know which artist I heard it from, that when you're doing, so we can also look at the blues here. So I'm just gonna color pick this and color pick this. So my expectation exactly that it's more saturated. So in the shadow, shadows get more saturated. So let's look at this blue here. Saturation is around here. If we come here, saturation moved up a little bit. And if we come out here, saturation is all the way down here. So the more light hits something, the more it loses its saturation. I'm not sure if this works all the time since I'm not really super great with colors, but this is something that I use as a rule of thumb quite often, and it works most of the time. Hey Efrain, welcome to the stream. Okay. Oh no, I just had those reds, I need them back. That's good information that I had there. I'm just gonna use that, not get rid of it. Okay, I'm gonna take the red here. And I'm gonna take the red there. There we go. That's good stuff. Why? Oh, I zoomed in. There we go. No zooming in. Keep treating your girlfriend good, Robert. She's a keeper and definitely a wonderful human being and companion for you. Sven de Jivucci, thank you very much. I do try to keep my girlfriend good. I would not want to hurt her or lose her for sure. This YouTube channel is going to pivot to only color. No, it will not. Don't you worry about that. Okay, let's do these blues now. So these are somewhere down here, it seems to me. Maybe a bit more that direction. Okay. Ha! Almost spot on, just a little bit of darkness. Yeah. Oh yeah, I am happy about that. Is this a new layer? Yeah. Let me add another new layer. We like a lot of new layers. So what I'm gonna do is just fill this with this dark blue. I'm gonna lock the layer and then we can have a bit of fun with the lighter blues that belong here. Which is a bit interesting because I'm not sure what he would have done because he doesn't have blues on the side. But I'm just gonna stick with this dark blue because I think it works. Okay, let's lock this. And now I'm gonna lighten it up. And I'm gonna come a little bit lower with it. I feel like this could be a bit more saturated. Bit darker. Bit darker? Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh, wrong layer. Or the other way around. Should I do it like... No. Let's do this. So this lighter blue represents the thickness of the glass, I guess. And here it can represent the whole. Now I would love to rotate, but since I promised myself that I will not. But I will switch to a hard round. Okay, and now I want to simulate this, so I'm gonna take my blues. Actually, I'm just gonna steal this and then adjust it. This is much more towards this side, maybe a little bit darker. Let's see. I don't think I have it. No, I was wrong. It is back up here towards the purpley blues. This is a bit harder now. I'm trying to get it right. Feel I could saturate it a bit more. And lighten it up. Yeah, I'll stick with that. And just make... oh, see, that I should have separated there, but no problem. We're gonna manage. So I would say... erase that. Erase that. Erase that. Man, now I do want to zoom in with this one because it's just harder without it. So you have to think, we have 1, 2, 3 windows here. Here they will need to be a little bit wider. So it should be something like this. I want to round this off a little bit. Okay, now what we're going to... oh, erase. Actually, it's nice if I erase some of that. Ooh, not too much though. Okay, now what we're gonna do now is take away this layer, come here, and we do a select. Where is color range? I'm gonna select this color, and fuzziness bring down quite a bit, and that should give us. Okay, let me see. I come back here to this one, I put a mask on it, and I control I the mask. There we go. So now we only see that one. And what I could do, I come to my mask and I try to shape this a little bit so it fits a bit better. I kinda like that. What I'm gonna do is I am going to make this a little bit darker though, so I'm gonna take this blue, lock the layer, go back to that. Yeah, there we go. I can live with that. Alright, let's see what's going on in the chat. It is Photoshop, yes indeed. So now, what? No, my channel will not pivot. Come on guys, calm down. You're zooming in with your head. That's cheating. Hey, Tamás, welcome to the stream. Okay, let's take these colors now. I'm just gonna pair that one so I know that those goes together. Actually, I could pair this here as well. All right, where's my blues? We come back to this layer. Take our hard brush again. Efrain, would you disguise like a vampire for Halloween? No, I don't do Halloween. It's just not my holiday, I guess. It can be a fun American holiday, but it is... I just don't care about it. I'm not American, I guess. Okay, we need a darker and a brighter version of this. So darker is a bit more saturated. I'll take it. Oh, come on, stop painting on the wrong layer, Robert. Okay, let's make it a bit thinner. Let's choose this one. And now we go way more towards the green. And we lighten up a bit. Somewhere there. I asked Siri what a schnitzel was, and it's just sliced meat that is breaded and fried and served on a plate. I thought at first it was just a breaded and fried meat. No, it's not on stick. Germans don't do stuff on stick. At least not that I know. Okay, that's our car. Let's do our little person. What's this? That's still just a messy thing. Oh, actually, let me do the... Oh, I left taxi here. Let me do taxi a bit more white. So this would be the white, but since this is in the shadow, I'm going to push a bit to the red and just make it, there we go. Maybe a bit darker. There we go, that's the taxi. Okay, now we can do the wooden part here. Maybe the clouds should be behind the glass. Oh, it's a good one. See, Kim, this is why I keep you around. And let's do it like this. No. Okay, no, that was a good idea. All I'm gonna do is zoom back in, I don't know why. Oh, Photoshop. Photoshop. Why do you crash on me, Photoshop? Okay, this is Livestream 2023-02. We have 09 today. Study. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I just control and press on this layer. Oh yeah, it's still frozen. Sorry, I forgot that my Photoshop is still frozen. So we have to just reopen it first. Okay, so what I said is control and click on the layer, and that just selects everything that's on the layer. Control H to hide it, and now we just paint on the layer above it. What I can do is I lock this layer and I just go a little bit with blue over it since it's in the car and it has a bit of, should have a bit of a tint, but not too much. I like that. Thank you again, Kim. Hey, file, here. Let me show you, okay? Look at this. Color balance, exposure, cat. The cat has lines layer, white, because that's from my action. But same with the frog, it has lines, blush, texture, shadow, flipper, pants, floaty eyes. And if we go to the bike, no, that's the dust. If we go to the bike, we have the metals, we have wheels, basket, and then the blue thing below it. Don't you tell me about naming layers. I name layers when I know that I have to work and I want to share it with people. This is just for me. This is quick. Here we don't need to name the layers. It's not like I'm ever gonna come back and need to see which layer is where. This is good as it is. And also, if you're working like this, a trick is if you press V, which is this here, you can do either auto select. I like to press Control, and if you press Control and click, it goes to the layer that was painted. So I can easily find the layer that I need. So no problem. Okay, back to this one. Have you used micropens? Micron, right? Not micro, Micron. Yeah, I did. I think. I mean, it's in the same level as the Staedtler pens or the Copic pens. I don't see, like, there's not really a big difference that's worth talking about there. Okay, so this would have been a much faster study if I would have allowed myself to color pick, which I did not. I'm gonna color pick in my own drawing. So I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna push it more towards red and desaturate and bring it a little bit lower. Now let's see. Whew, almost there. Nice. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's just fill the whole thing here. Let's switch to round brush. What else do we have? One cool thing gerbils do want, warm other gerbils is called drumming. Why do you know this many things about what is it with you and gerbils, man? I don't understand. Like, what is it? Why? Why gerbil? Why not cats or some normal animal that humans actually interact with on a daily basis? Why gerbils? What are those fine pens you use? What nib size, and do they have them on Amazon? I mostly use just some Dutch stuff that is cheap. Just cheap Dutch supermarket stuff is what I use. Okay, lock this whole thing. So we bring a little bit of desaturated, darker here as I see. Then we have, just take this and I push it into the green and darken it a bit. Seems like we have a bit of, I just love these weird color changes that he has in here. Really, really fun. And then he has a little bit of this light blue as well. I don't know why, but he has it there. Now, I just pick this red, lighten it up quite a bit, push it towards the orangey area. Nope, more saturation, definitely need more saturation. Ooh, I like this music. And maybe a bit back to the red. There we go, just a little bit more to the red. Yeah. Much better. I bought them at a store. I think they must be on Amazon. Nice nips from 005. Yeah, those are... My problem with those is that I feel they're super fine, and I'm afraid of being like fully sketchy and loose and free with them. Let me add a bit of just pressure, because I see he had a bit of pressure going on here. And he had a bit of this green, which is interesting. I love it. I never think of just putting a completely different color in there, but it just works so nicely. Okay, and this is yellow. Let me move more towards the yellow. Well, first the bright yellow. More beige. Yeah, that feels good. And now we can go back to like this, I guess. Yeah, I can live with that. And we have some of the green down here, and this is in shadow. That makes sense. Look, that's brown. I forgot about that. Silly me. And oh, see, that seems to me, oh, let's see. So I think he just pushed it more towards the red. So I'm just gonna go dark and desaturate. Let's see how. I'm just gonna go full red. Let's go darker a bit and more desaturated. I'm just gonna put it in, and then I'm gonna color pick. I wanna see what it is. Okay, let's see if I'm correct or not. It wasn't the purples. I should have listened to myself. But it's fine, we leave that one now. That's what I chose. Okay, that's done. Now we're gonna pick our little poppetje, as the Dutch people would say. Let me drink some water. Hey Anu Singh, welcome. More towards the yellow. Even more towards the yellow. Okay. All right, so we go back to way more red. Pants. What I find interesting here, he changed the lighting. The lighting comes from up left, but on the pants, it's for some reason it's on the other way around. I'm just gonna go by it, because interestingly enough, the cast shadow here, that seems to be correct. Ha, so cool. This almost seems bluish to me, this shadow. Like if I would have never guessed this is in the yellows. There is something fun about colors. It's just, it comes with a lot of pain. I saw the illustration first, then the text. See carefully. Objects flying. Robert being Robert. Yeah, I am being me. I will always be me. It's hard not being me, my friend. No. Robert would fit right into the F-Zero world. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with F-Zero, but it does sound a bit familiar. All right. I think... Oh no. I think we're good with our little guy here. What I forgot is this area. It's pretty cool and green, and I want some of those greens. And let's select this. There we go. Lock it down again. And I can take away this layer. I would add a little bit of this here. So we take this red, and I feel like we desaturate it a bit. Maybe desaturate it a bit more. And this could be also like chipped color, so I feel like I could apply it a bit more here and there on the edges. Here there's a really nice halo effect around it, so I'm gonna take some of this, and I think it's saturated as well, so I'm just gonna gently touch it to the edges. Okay, we had a line there which I think is really cool, so I'm gonna try. Okay, now I'm gonna rotate. F this, I'm done with being gentle. There we go. I think that just adds a little bit of coolness to it. I'm gonna bring that in here as well. So it's sort of the same line. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Though, could those lights might be reflected light, just like on the right corner of the bus? It is reflected light indeed. So this around it, this reflects from, and also just wraps around. So if you have something like a cylinder, and this is the dark, why am I using that? So this is the shadow here, and it's darker here in the middle. You have to imagine that light, if it comes from here, when it's behind it, it sort of wraps around it a little bit. So this light, we're gonna see it strongly here, but we're gonna see a little bit here as well as it wraps around. And I show cylinder because it happens easiest with cylinder, but you also have it with objects that are just slightly rounded, that it will wrap around it. Go away. Okay, let's see if I... the lights are a slight blue, so I'm just gonna steal this blue and desaturate it a little bit, maybe lighten it up. And let's see if I can fit. Yeah, that's nice. That's enough. We don't need more than that. That's perfect. Okay, let's take some of this and just add it here and there. Actually, I'm gonna take this. And what I'm gonna do, you can see here a little bit of this chipping as well. So I'm just gonna lighten this up a little bit, desaturate it more. Maybe lighten a bit more. And just add a little bit. This is barely visible detail, but I think it still adds a bit to it. Okay, I think there's one thing left to do. I'm gonna merge these, duplicate it, and now everything is on one layer. What I like to do is filter, blur, no, not blur, sorry, noise, and add noise. Just to take away a little bit from that digital strong edge. 2.5 I think is usually a good, but we could go a bit higher as well. Somewhere there. Okay. There we go. This is our illustration, I guess, based on the study. So the light value on his pants is a reflected light also. Yeah. All right, just a quickie. So everybody just throw stuff in there that you want to draw. Let's give it 15 minutes. We'll do a 15-minute sketch of something that we like. Also, just so you guys can see the difference, let me do Control-Shift-C, Shift-V. I'll just move it here. And you can see that it took away from the crispness in this one. It's just nice to add this. It's more tangible if you add a little bit of noise to it. But okay, throw stuff into the chat what we are going to draw for the next 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna go hit the bed, or actually, just if you guys don't know, and if you are gamers, check out Steam, because Next Fest is going on, and there is a bunch of cool games there. But if nobody is saying anything what I should draw, I'm just gonna draw a robot. You know that I'm going. Oh, guys, we forgot one thing, one important thing. So I wanted to do this from the beginning. So the lines, if you check his lines, they are a slight tinge of red. So I'm gonna lock my lines layer, and I'm gonna do the same thing that he did. So I'm just gonna take my red, I'm gonna desaturate it a bit somewhere here, and then just fill it. Maybe make it a bit darker. Something like that. And I'm gonna take this away. Let's see, what color is this? There we go. I'm a little bit blotchy there, so I wanna go in one more time, and same here. There we go. And this is also, it's also nicer. It's just more pleasant for the eye. Lines. What was this? Nothing. Nothing. Okay. Let's see what we have. A submarine that looks like a deep sea fish. A troll head might be. You can check Ian McHugh for inspiration if you want. Hover sofa. Oh yeah, hover sofa. Built in. Okay. Let me make my life a little bit easier. deep sea fish like submarine, troll head, or hover sofa built-in fridge. You guys decide. Let's see if you guys can, because I can't choose. I like all of those or I dislike all of them. one or the other. Okay. 7 votes. Okay, we have deep sea fish and hover sofa are in a neck-to-neck race. So I don't know, guys. I don't know who's gonna win. Who's gonna win? Uh-oh, deep sea fish is taking over. 10 votes. Okay, I wait for 2 more votes. Come on, 2 more votes and then we stop. Okay, 2 more votes. Deep sea fish wins. And pull. Yeah. All right. Let's do a quick deep sea fish search. I mean, I don't want to go with the one that has the dangly thing, so you guys can see as well. So I don't want to go with this one. There's plenty of these deep sea fish with the dangly thing. Let's go for some... Jesus, what is this? Wow, man, the deep sea is really ridiculous, isn't it? What the hell? These things live on our planet. Okay, blobfish, I'm not a fan. They all have this thing. What's going on? Luminescent, red, transparent. Let me see, do we get something there? Sorry, Kim. Okay, let's see, pelican eel. This is also what I love about this live stream, that you guys recommend stuff to me that... What on earth is this? I don't even quite understand what this creature looks like. I mean, I love it. I love everything about it, but it's weird as hell. Let's just take 2 more. I feel like this whole thing is just, what the hell? Well, thank you, Tomasz. Oh no, same. See, somebody has to tell me what's going on. Like, if you have my memory fills up and then I can't copy it, keeps on pasting the previous thing. Sometimes it works. Okay, I'll take 1 more image and then we'll get drawing. Where, this one? What a freaky thing. Okay. Guess let's get drawing then. So I think, honestly, this is my favorite picture. I'm gonna go with that. So if I understand correctly, it sort of has a body here. So we're thinking mechanical. So this would be like a docking hanger. There we go. Like we think of some sort of submarine that is not deep sea submarine, but based on deep sea fish. Okay, so I like this. Something like this. And then you could have like a series of smaller submarines here. And of course this opens and closes. Try using Windows, Windows V. Wow, thank you, you just taught me something. I never knew about this. Oh, this is cool. Thank you. I learned something. Okay. What happened now? There we go. But yeah, I don't like this. I want, oh, what? We don't like that eraser. I really like it that, like as you said, his mouth is like, it seems like it is a bag, so it is in two there. Maybe it is a submarine that is cleaning the ocean. And then it opens its mouth. I like that. I like that idea. So we're gonna have cockpit here. And then this is the cleaning area. And this is segments. And as they move, because this way, like it's a Greenpeace sort of, well, not Greenpeace, whatever, like a company that is really wants to live in harmony with the ocean, and maybe propellers are not good there. And then if we do this, this would be then the open mouth. And then this is the sort of the cleaning net. Just so it's not, it doesn't have to be always war and weapons and robots. We can do something nice for our planet as well when we're drawing stuff. I like this. Let me blow these, at least let me copy this and blow it up a little bit and work this out just a little bit. Actually, I can switch back to black. Hey, Commandant QQ, welcome to the stream. Well, towards the end of the stream. Because we are slowly finishing here. Remember when I was so proud of myself for not zooming in with the other picture? Well, that's all gone now. We're zooming in like there's no tomorrow. There we go. I don't like this curve. I like this one more. Why you said not to zoom in? I get to not rotating, but why the zoom? You shouldn't zoom is not good. It's like the main mistake that happens when you zoom in, that you find a place like, oh, let me start detailing it, and then when you zoom out, like this area is fully detailed and the rest is like a barely usable sketch. And I guess it also comes a little bit from just professional drawing. When you have to quickly deliver something to a client, it's better to have a sketch that is equally detailed out on the whole sketch, rather than just a sketch that like one thing is like super detailed and the rest of the sketch is barely readable. So that's why it's better not to zoom in, if you can't control yourself, of course, which sometimes I can, many times I cannot. Because detailing is the most fun for me, so I easily lose myself in the details. Hence why I usually recommend not to zoom in. And especially when I was doing a study, I don't need to detail, because I'm not trying to learn from the details. I'm trying to learn from how, I need to look up his name again. How Leonardo Mazzoli, how he was applying colors. And now we're not going to apply colors because we are ideating and mostly doing just suggestions and a sketch like what this might look like. I'm going to change, I would like him to have like a bigger tail like this. Okay, quick hydration. Oh yeah, just because I was talking about it before, if there's gamers among you, don't forget to check out Steamfest. A whole bunch of indie games, demos that you can try out, put on your wish list so people know that, hey, this game is wanted by many people, let us give money and support, well, mostly publishers, let us help publish these games. Like, I feel like this, my wish list, at least my Steam wish list, is growing. I thought like, oh, I'm buying things off of it, especially during winter and summer sales. So slowly it should empty out. But no, I have like 200 things on my wish list. So there's gonna be a lot of money that I look at like, oh no, did I buy a game again? Not smart. Not smart. I want the mouth, whatever this area could be called, to be a bit more closed. Now we have to think that this has to open, so we don't want it to obstruct the cockpit there too much. So these should be two different parts. I feel like I want, let me just open a quick submarine, close, don't save, submarine. I just want to see what sort of, we want research. We don't want a freaking nuclear submarine for once. Usually I like those, but not now. Also, not so interesting. I thought I would find more interesting thingies, but well then not. We're just gonna do something quick and generic. This, I thought it could be some sort of pouch where it collects whatever it is collecting with that mouth unit area. You need a socket on top of stuff to suck the trash that is stored in the belly. That is a good one. I was just thinking of the entry hatch, but I like the socket idea as well. So we are going to do that as well. Just let me touch these areas up a little bit. Maybe also just to break up, I talked about this, that I like breaking up the shapes a bit. I'm gonna put some headlights here and I'm gonna put them below as well. Returning here, this is where we're gonna put that socket. Let's see, it's also like a rounded hatch looking thing. Doesn't need to be detailed. Can turn this off actually, yeah. So technically this is just some sort of netting or material, but we can give almost like a impression like these are teeth, making it look a bit more intimidating, which I am a fan of. We have a two-man crew in here. Let me see, do we have some sort of, what sort of cutting lines do we have on these things? like that, but I like those two. It's like liquidy pouchy thing. I'm just gonna make the outline a little bit stronger. Communicate the roundness here a bit. And I think we're almost like, for a quick sketch, for a quick submarine based on a deep sea fish. I mean, this for me would already work. If I would say I need to share an idea with someone, I think I could use this. One thing that we can do is add a darker gray sort of there. Then I'm gonna take my hard round. Actually, I can bring down the opacity, let's say 40. It's like this, I imagine more like if you take a marker and you just run over it quickly. Do just a couple of hints of stuff that you would do with a marker. Actually, I can also switch to a soft brush almost. I wanna soften this up a little bit. And I can also do the opposite. I can come back with a white. I'm gonna take a layer above our line layer and just add a bit of this headlight situation. Then I come to my line layer, try to select, or actually then selection doesn't work because I wasn't neat enough. So I'm just gonna erase around our submarine a little bit. There we go. Ooh. I can play around a little bit in the cockpit. It's usually nice to have the cockpit darker. Something like that. Do you always work in digital with clients? Yes. It's so I mean I have one or two friends who ask for the cockpit should have a glow too. Let's see. Not sure now if it worked now since I made it dark, but it's worth a try. I see now I don't remember how to do a proper cockpit glow. I would say it's the other way around, right? So if I select, yeah, but back to your question, yes. With clients, almost all the time I work digital. Very few times when I do something like a, there we go. That, I think that gives the glow effect. When I do like a commission for somebody, which I rarely do, and they ask me to do traditional, so I did 1 or 2 of those, but it doesn't happen too often. Oh no! I'm on the wrong layer, aren't I? There we go, that's the correct layer. Ooh. For just wanting to do a quick sketch, I'm spending, again, way too much time with this. So I think I will stop here, or I will try to stop here. Just add maybe a couple of highlight lines here and there. Oh yeah, this I wanted to be some sort of, and this will be the last thing that I do today. I wanted it to be somewhat, yeah, there we go. I think that works. Let's try this whole glowing thing. Yeah, there we go. We have sort of, oh, I should have added some sort of, it has fins, so I think it would have been cool if I add a couple of fins somewhere here. But now they're missing, but it feels like it is missing something here. It's quite tangible, I must say. So all we would have to do is just add this fin there, maybe one on the top, but I think it's a pretty okay sort of thing. All right, ladies and gents, as per usual, thank you very much for joining me. This was quite fun. It was a good little well, first of all, study for me. It was also nice doing this little final. I like designing stuff, you guys know me. My heart is in coming up with crazy ideas and crazy worlds, and this is pretty much that. So this was really fun for me. And with that, yeah, good night, and see you next week. See you around in the next video. Everybody have a great weekend, have a good time, and yeah, see you around, guys. Bye bye.